Ysmair, also known as the Emperor of Menaur, was born to Ysvidir, a farmer in the perilous lands of Mid-Arthur. The region, filled with oak and spruce forests, may seem tranquil at first glance, but caution must be exercised when navigating these deceptive woodlands. Nestled in the expansive green landscape, the farm of Ysvidir sprawled from the forest border to the river Athon. To the west, between the river and the forest, sat the village of Gutirion, a beacon of civilization in Mid-Arthur. Despite growing up near Gutirion, Ysmair rarely ventured into the village, but he was well acquainted with the tales of adventurers and travelers passing through, heading for the world of Garadas. Ysmair longed to explore the village, but his father consistently refused to allow it. Against his mother Ava's wishes, Ysmair's father, Ysvidir, prohibited any visits to the village, haunted by the memories of the olden kingdom of Asilian's downfall. Ysvidir believed that shielding Ysmair from the dark past was imperative, preferring to keep him focused on the life of a farmer as the last remaining Illuminar. Ysmair, the son of Ysvidir, is the sole remaining member of the true Illuminar lineage. As the last heir, Ysmair holds the key to restoring the once magnificent alliance of the Illuminar. Ysvidir, as the father of the sole heir to the throne of the ancient kingdom, is well versed in the prophecy. However, he is also cognizant that there are numerous individuals in this realm who are privy to this knowledge. The memory of the bleak times still lingers among many. Ysmair's life had been predestined, but as he aged, his yearning to explore the neighboring village grew. Over time, the village transformed into a bustling town, and both Gutirion and Ysvidir farm flourished, attracting an increasing number of customers annually. Ysmair became acquainted with numerous farmers and always made sure to share his vivid visions of the world that lay beyond the horizon with them. One day, a wise man arrived at the farm, sharing stories of a budding civilization in the West with great potential but lacking leaders. Ysvidir dismissed the tales with a laugh, but Ysmair was captivated by the wise man's words and felt a spark of curiosity ignited within him. Ysmair was fascinated by the prospect of leading a civilization he did not yet understand. So, at a young age, he left behind his parents to embark on a journey to the West in search of a new life. In his quest for knowledge and adventure, he was determined to uncover the mysteries of this unknown society and potentially become its leader. Ysmair faced resistance from his father, Ysvidir, when he expressed his desire to leave the farm. Despite his mother, Ava, trying to intervene, tensions escalated, leading to a physical altercation between father and son. Determined to start a new chapter in his life, Ysmair left for the West the next morning, leaving behind the turmoil of his family situation. After a 6-month journey, Ysmair finally reached the western city he had dreamed about for so long. The city had been built by a small group of humans who were eagerly anticipating the arrival of a newcomer to join them in their community. Ysmair was greeted warmly as he entered the city, where the quiet streets were lined with impressive buildings and houses, a towering cathedral, and a nearby port bustling with activity. The sight of the well-constructed architecture and the busy port captured his attention, making him eager to explore this new place. Ysmair was granted free residency in the city on the condition that he assist in increasing visitor numbers to boost trade opportunities. Subsequently, he devised a strategic plan to attract more visitors to the city. He commenced his project by penning a book that chronicled the stories of the people in the western region. Carrying his book with him wherever he journeyed, he meticulously recorded the life narratives shared by individuals. His writings delved into the lives of the westward inhabitants, the grand cathedral, and the religious worship practices. With great care, he captured each detail, striving to unveil the essence of the Western civilization for the enlightenment of others. After 7 months of assisting the residents in the western town and documenting their stories, Ysmair made a decision to shift his approach. Rather than focusing on luring newcomers to the area, he resolved to highlight the town's beauty and charm to potential visitors preemptively. Ysmair finally arrived at the city's castle and asked to see the Earl. Having heard rumors of the Earl's disinterest in the people of the West, Ysmair was determined to persuade him otherwise. He eagerly anticipated the opportunity to make a difference. His request was luckily accepted by the Earl, allowing him entry into the castle where he encountered not only the Earl but also his enchanting daughter Evanuel. The sight of her took his breath away, as he had never laid eyes on someone so stunning. However, his intentions soon evolved. Ysmair became determined to marry the woman, regardless of the obstacles. Initially, he presented his book to the Earl and insisted that it be read, believing it could alter the Earl's perspective on his subjects. The Earl happily received the book from Ysmair and eagerly delved into its pages. Ysmair bid farewell and returned to the city, leaving the Earl and his daughter alone to enjoy the book in peace. After 12 weeks, Ysmair returned to the Earl's castle and joined him in the chambers of the castle tower. They engaged in a detailed discussion about the state of affairs in the Western civilization. The city had expanded beyond their initial anticipation, leading to a scarcity of resources for its population. However, Ysmair had meticulously documented every aspect of the city, providing a comprehensive guide for anyone looking to understand and thrive in its midst. The Earl insisted that Ysmair sell his book to anyone he encountered outside the castle. Ysmair, though unable to see his daughter one last time, agreed to the plan, believing that sharing their city's knowledge with the world was important. Both the Earl and Ysmair were confident that the book would enlighten others about their city.
Ysmair quickly encountered a band of traveling merchants headed towards the eastern villages and wasted no time in selling them his book in 10 parts, with the hope that it would reach the intended audience. A few weeks later, he reached the villages in the east, still far from his home in the west. Eager to spread his book to the far corners of the world, he sold all his copies to the locals. With a sense of hope and fulfillment, he began his journey back home. Ysmair's efforts bore fruit as the city's population continued to increase over the months. It became evident that the book had reached the right audience, with every new arrival attributing their presence in the city to the book. This spread quickly made Ysmair the most renowned name throughout Muninia. Over time, the city's population swelled, transforming it into a thriving hub of commerce and prosperity. Ysmair's visionary endeavors proved successful, earning him widespread acclaim for propelling the city to its pinnacle. Consequently, the Earl saw his influence wane as Ysmair's rising popularity granted him authority and recognition. Over the years, Ysmair had authored several books outlining his vision for the future that resonated with many readers, including Evanuel, the daughter of the Earl. After her father's passing, Ysmair saw an opportunity to propose marriage to her, knowing there would be no obstacles. She accepted, making him the new Earl of the West. After only 1 year, Ysmair proclaimed himself as the new ruler of Westguard, renaming it his home. His ascension aligned with a part of the prophecy, offering hope for the survival of the Illuminar in this era. The city of Westguard expanded exponentially, extending into the mountainous regions to the west and attracting millions of residents, primarily humans, who shared a common interest in the writings of Ysmair. Other races appeared to show little interest in the city or its literary works. After the downfall of Icilian hundreds of years ago, humans finally had a new king to unite their race and bring about a sense of harmony once more. After ruling his kingdom for many years, Ysmair became incredibly wise. Eventually, he decided to have a child who would be his heir. 9 months later, a baby boy named Isilidar was born, unknowingly saving the fate of the Illuminar. He was the son of Ysmair, destined to carry on his legacy. As Ysmair continued to age, he noticed that while he grew older, his body remained perpetually youthful. After the emergence of Ysmair, 6 kingdoms were established in Garadas, in addition to the existing one. Ysmair's influential book motivated the inhabitants of Garadas to re-evaluate their lifestyles, resulting in unity among all races and a newfound harmony in the world. The human king of Westguard has inadvertently fulfilled the prophecy by recording his thoughts in his revered books. The world now believes that Ysmair is destined to save Garadas, leading as the ruler of the 7 kings. The realms have been divided under the rule of different kings and kingdoms. Dembadal reigns over the Dwarven Kingdom in the north, while Lindar rules the Elven Kingdom in the south. Haldar reside in the central lands under King Fendal's reign, and humans are split between Norton in the east, Michael in the north, and Elmir in the south. Each king commands their people in their respective territories, shaping the lands and cultures they govern. Ysmair's book has ironically served as the catalyst for the emergence of the Seven Kingdoms, leading many to speculate whether it was all predetermined by a prophetic prophecy. Ysmair was completely shocked to discover the prophecy that foretold the role of 7 kings, realizing that he is one of them as the true Illuminar heir. Suddenly, everything that had happened in his life began to make sense in light of this new information. He received a letter summoning him to join the Six at the ruins of Ysilium. He was determined to uncover the secrets of the prophecy and made the difficult choice to embark on an expedition, leaving his family and his people behind. As he set out on his journey, he was aware that upon his return, the world would be forever altered.